Hello everyone, my name is Rishabh Pandey, and today we are going to learn something very interesting: Introduction to Algorithm and Flowcharts. This topic will help us understand how computers solve problems step by step, just like we do in our daily life. Before we start, tell Before we start, tell me something. What do you do in every morning after you wake up? Maybe you brush your teeth, right? Let's think about that. First, you take your brush. Then you put toothpaste, then you brush your teeth, and finally you wash your mouth. You followed a clear series of steps. Now think about Maggi. First you boil water, then you add noodles, then masala, stay for 2 minutes, and finally you serve it hot. This also a series of steps done in order. When we do something in a proper order, step by step to get a result, that is called an algorithm. So, what we have learned now, an algorithm is a step-by-step method to solve a problem or to do a task. Simply, computers also follow steps just like we do, but they can't think on their own. They only do what we tell them in correct order. That's why algorithms are very important. They help computers understand exactly what to do. Let's take one small example. Suppose we want a computer to add two numbers. We can write step by step like this. Start, take two numbers as an input, add two numbers, show the result, and stop. That's how the process will go. This a step. These steps make one small algorithm simple, right? We can make algorithms for almost everything, adding numbers, making tea, brushing teeth, or switching a fan. Algorithms makes our work easy and organized. Now writing step is one way to show an algorithm, but there's another way to make it even more interesting. Like by drawing it, we can draw these steps using symbols and arrows. This drawing is called flowcharts. So what is flowchart? It's simple. A flowchart is a diagram that shows the steps of an algorithm using symbols and arrows. It looks like a small map that shows the path from start to end. Let's learn the uh, basic symbols. So this whole our agenda we will go through. First will be introduction to algorithm. That's we already done. Understanding algorithm, introduction to flowcharts, creating simple flowcharts, interactive quiz and reinforcement, summary and closing. So let's go through it. We use an oval shape to show start and stop. We use parallelogram to show input or output, like taking numbers from the user or showing results. We can use rectangle to show a process. For example, adding or multiplying numbers. We use a diamond shape to show a decision, like checking if something is true or false. And finally, we use arrows to show the direction, follow from one step to the next. These symbols make our algorithm easy to understand even for someone who hasn't read the text. They can simply look at the shapes and arrows and know what's happening. Now let's make a simple flowchart. We start we start with the oval for start, then we draw a parallelogram for input two numbers. Okay. Next, a rectangle for add a number, then other parallelogram for display the result, and finally another oval shape for stop. All these shapes are connected using arrows to show the orders. This is how our simple algorithm turns into a nice, easy, and readable flowcharts. Let's look one more fun example, making tea. How do we make tea? We start, boil water and tea leaves, and add tea leaves, and add milk, and then add sugar, and boil again, strain and serve, and finally we stop. If we draw these steps using flowchart symbol, we get a complete flowchart for making tea. So even if someone doesn't know the recipe, they can just look at the flowcharts and understand the process quickly. Flowcharts are very useful because they make our work clear and organized. They help programmer to understand plan their ideas before writing actual code. Whenever we want to solve a problem, we can first write an algorithm and then draw the flowchart to visualize it. These are these are the flowcharts work. Already I have given the example of making tea, which is a fun example for understanding flowcharts. Now it's time for interactive cues. So what is an algorithm? It's simple. An algorithm is a step-by-step method to solve a problem. It's simple. Now, what is a flowchart? A flowchart is a picture that shows the step of an algorithm using symbols and arrows. And another question we have, which shape do we use for decision in a flowchart? Yes, it's diamond shape. Question 4. Next question, like what do arrows show in a flowchart? They show the direction or flow of steps. Yes, the direction of flow steps. So from now on, whenever you do any task like brushing your teeth, making Maggie, or solving a math problem, try to think of it as an algorithm and draw it as a flowchart. It will help you think in a logical way, just like computers do. Now we are recap for the lesson, like what we have studied now. Summary and closing we are going to do. Uh, Algorithm as problem solving steps. An algorithm is a clear sequence of steps that help solve a problem easily and correctly. It guides you to find the right answer step by step. Flowcharts as a drawing of steps. A flowchart is a simple drawing showing each step in solving a problem. It helps us understand the order of action clearly and make learning easier. Importance of flowcharts for understanding. Flowcharts make learning algorithm easier by showing steps visually, helping students understand and flow process clearly and quickly. They simplify complex ideas into simple pictures. So now we come up with the closing. That's all for the introduction of algorithms and flowcharts we have done now. Thank you all for listening me.